It has been 12 months since I joined Sam Ovens' WeTube Mastermind. And in that time, I have gone from zero clients for a mastermind offer to doing $103,000 cash collected in one single month. And I'm freaking pumped. Last month I did a video of here's how I made $92,000. And this month I get to create a video of here's how I broke the $100,000 mark. And I'm stoked. And I want to share this because I want to share my experience of all the factors that allowed me to do that. Because look, I've invested in plenty of masterminds in the past, lots of different business coaching, and nothing happened. And it wasn't the business coach's fault by any means. It had a lot to do with me. Okay. And that's what I want to share in this video. So before I get into it, if you could smash the subscribe button, I create daily content just like this to help coaches grow and scale online coaching businesses. All right, so let's dive in. On September 14th, 2022, I had a sales call with the team at WeTube. I talked to Jesse Clark, who's part of Sam Ovens' team, and I was looking for support in my business. At this point, I was doing a lot of one-on-one coaching, some done-for-you marketing services, even done-for-you paid ads, one-on-one coaching, consulting. And it was great. Like I was still able to generate anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000 a month with that type of coaching offer, which is where I suggest most people getting started is just do one-on-one until you're above the six-figure range. But then to go from 6 to 7, I didn't want to keep selling my time, right? And trading dollars for hours. And I had gone through some of Sam Ovens' course material probably in 2019. I'm going to call him the godfather of a lot of courses, of course creation, of running Facebook ads, to a free training, book a call. Like he is one of the OGs in this space. And most people now who see like a lot of business coaches and marketing coaches are using a lot of his strategies and the systems that he built early on. So 2022, I was like, I really want to have a group offer. It would be so cool to have a group offer, something that allows me to scale more and help more people, right? And where I'm not trading dollars for hours anymore. I can start to build a team, right? And really help a lot of people. And I was just super stoked about the whole idea. And again, I've been a huge fan of Sam because I'll be honest, I got his content for free. I totally, I had a friend log in info to me and I just felt like, man, I got so much out of that. I want to invest and pay this guy for the content I already consumed of his, which I shouldn't have consumed, which is like, it's a big thing in the info product space, sadly. But again, I was still able to invest and pay back dividends for all the help that he's given me. So I joined September 22nd, or what is it? September 14th of 2022. And here's how I went from that period all the way to where I'm at now. We're doing over 100K a month. I signed up in September and the rest of September I spent just going through the content. Then in October, I started planning a launch for November 1st. November 1st was the first day that I was like, all right, this is the date that I'm gonna start helping everybody, helping all my clients. Awesome. So from October 1st all the way to November 1st, I promoted the crap out of it, okay? I was DMing people, I was posting on social, posting on my stories, sending emails, doing some cold outreach, just trying to get as many people as I could, tell them what I was doing, right? And at the time, I didn't have like a huge list or a big following. I probably had maybe 3,000 followers on social media, whatever. But I really focused on just outreach and connecting with as many people as possible. My goal was to get 10 people into the container or into the program at that launch date. And what ended up happening was I got about seven paid members, which is still like awesome for me, right? If saying I had no email, not really a big email list, a small following, 7 was great. So that's what I did. And then November 1st, I launched it. So I launched it to those initial 7 people. And during November all the way through January, I just worked on creating the actual content, the actual program, the actual experience, and learned how do I actually fulfill on this. So I sold it first, sold it in October, November, December, I just built it. I didn't sell it. I had a few people come in, but I wasn't promoting it publicly. Okay, that's all I did. Okay, I just focused on how can I get these people incredible results? How can I build something that's scalable, etc. Okay, then January rolled around, and January is a time where people want change. So January 1st, I started promoting. I was like, hey guys, I've got this awesome offer. I've just been building it over the past 2 months with these students. Here are some of the case studies and results that I got in that short time period. And we just showed testimonial. And in that time period, I doubled the business. So if I got 7 in November time, I got another 7 in January. Okay. It was all me, organic. I was in there DMing people, taking the sales calls, and still doing all the coaching. Okay. So that's what I did all the way up into February. So by February 1st, I had about 15 people in the mastermind and was coaching them all, doing all sales, doing all marketing. Then in February, I tried YouTube ads. So part of WeTube is talking about doing YouTube ads. And I made a YouTube ad for physical therapists and chiropractors that wanted to grow online coaching businesses. My mastermind at the time, and still is geared around health coaches, helping health coaches, health experts get more online clients. And I tried to niche down really specifically and just work with chiropractors and PTs. But I actually realized that was too niche for that platform. I honestly still think it could work on Facebook, but it wasn't working. My cost per call was like $500 for a phone sales call, and I wasn't closing. I think I maybe broke even and maybe lost a little bit of money after spending probably $5,000 to $10,000. So I was like, oh, can't keep spending this just to break even. So that was February, where I was like investing back into the business, trying different ads, didn't work. Then in March, things started to shift. The first hire I made, I was like, all right, I'm shutting this YouTube thing down. I'm going to hire an appointment setter. So I hired an appointment setter that could work my inbox and my DMs on Instagram, because I've been posting content there daily for probably at that time, at least like 8 to 9 months. I've been posting consistently, was getting some likes, some engagement. And for me, like to book calls, that's how I was booking calls. I was just like, all right, who's liking my stuff? Cool. I'm going to shoot a message, see what they're up to, and foster that relationship to becoming a client. But it got to the point where I was like, man, I'm spending so much time in the DMs. If I could just have somebody do this for me, that would free up so much of my time. March 1st is when I started interviewing people to take over all the messaging for me. Did that. Okay. So that was March through April is when I was training this person to book calls in my DMs. Once that person was trained, the next thing that I did is like, all right, now I got to start sending more traffic here. Okay. So what I did is I went back to Facebook, right? Because Facebook ads are like what I'm very used to doing. I've been running these for years, I've been running these since like 2019. So I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not $1 million yet, maybe $1 million, but definitely hundreds of thousands of dollars on Facebook ads. So go back to Facebook ads. I create a free training. Hey, here's a free training on how to get 10 new clients a month. That is the promise that they would get from this training. Okay. It covers my 5 steps of how to do that. If you want to see it, you can click the link below. I'll put it in the description if you do want to check it out. So I made this training and it was a great training. I was like, dude, this is fire. Like this is good. It is a 30-minute training, and I still have been using it to this day. And it books us, multiple calls a day. So went back to Facebook, made this free training, and then I broadened out. So I told you guys, like in February, I had niched down to physical therapists and chiropractors, and that was too niche, and my cost per lead, cost per call was so high. So I broadened back out again and targeted more health coaches. Hey, if you're a health coach and you want to sign 10 new clients a month, here's this free training that'll help you do that. And that's currently, again, the same ad that I'm running right now. So I have my appointment setter, right? She's trained to respond to messages for me. I start running ads, but the key to the ads is I'm running ads to a form that's requesting their phone number. Name, phone number, email. And all of those leads are then texted. I have some text automations that go out, but they're texted. And my appointment setter is waiting for a response. So there's a series of 3 to 5 messages that get sent out over 3 to 5 days. And it's just trying to start a conversation. And when that conversation happens, my messenger, who's working at this time a couple hours a day, responds back and books a call with them. So this play is really what started to take things off. When I was just doing everything myself, I was doing probably 20, 25K a month. I'm like, ooh, we're doing good, right? But it wasn't until I started to bring on a team, right? I have someone who's going to help me book calls. And then I started running traffic, Facebook ads, to a free training to where that person could respond for me, okay? So I did that all the way up until May, okay? In May was the second hire I made outside of hiring someone to book calls for me was someone to take calls for me, to take the sales calls for me, take the enrollment calls. Because at this point, all of my time was full of just taking calls and coaching. And there was like a little bit of time for me to market, right? I was like, I'm just going to try. Because the Facebook ads were bringing enough leads, the appointment setter was booking enough calls. I had probably 3 to 4-ish calls a day at that time. And I was like, man, I really want to be able to like lead a team, market, work on other things outside of just doing sales and coaching. So In May, I hired a closer, right? They called him closer, sales rep, same thing. His name's Jared. He's awesome. If you guys have talked to my team, you've talked to Jared. We've gone back a while and worked on quite a few projects together before working on this offer. So once I hired him, I was then able to scale my ad budget from like $3,000 a month to $6,000 or $7,000 a month because I have more space and I could just keep feeding him calls and I didn't have to take all the calls. So up to this point, we were just spending maybe $3,000 to $4,000 a month. And that was booking us plenty of calls for me to stay busy while still growing the business. But once we had him in place, my goal changed from like sales to how can I book more calls outside of just ads? Okay, so then I started doing more email marketing. I started doing more organic launches. I started focusing more on YouTube content and even partnerships. How can I go and speak to other people? And how can I get Jared's calendar full? So that's what we've been doing. And that was May. And then from June all the way to August, we just kept running that same play and increased our ad budget. So again, we started this before I hired him. We were spending about $3,000 a month. Now we're spending about $16,000 a month, a little over $500 to $600 a day. And that's bringing in anywhere from, I mean, some days Jared has 6 calls. Some days he has 3 calls, but we're constantly being able to have enough calls to where we can sign, like last month, I think we signed 24 clients last month, all at high ticket rates. And we're at a 50% profit margin. And the cool part about the ads, and like this is a big part that I help a lot of my coaches with, is like we're averaging a 2 times return on the front end. So what a 2 times return on ad spend looks like is, let's just make numbers up. Let's say that it cost me $1,000 to acquire a client. Well, the first day that they pay, they're paying at least $2,000. So I'm getting paid to grow my coaching business. Pretty cool, right? So we've continued to do that and we keep it very simple. We post every day on social. We post 2 YouTube videos a week, and then we just drive ads to this free training that's already converting and allowing us to do a 2 times return on ad spend. That has been my entire play. It's very simple. Spend more money on the same funnel that works. We'll test some new ads, keep posting on social, and just keep following the play, right? I'm not going to be just, all right, I'm starting a podcast. Oh, I'm doing this. Like, no, like if this works, the only thing I need to do is just do more of it. I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I don't need to add YouTube ads. I don't need to add cold email. I don't need to add like Facebook and LinkedIn outreach. Like I don't need to do that. I'm still at the point where I can continue to invest more into what's working, double the output. I could double the amount of content I create. I could double my ad spend, and it's not going to affect the results at this point. Maybe when we're doing like closer to $1 million a month, I may need to add more, maybe 500,000, but I might need to add more channels. But like at this point, I'm good and can continue to scale just by doing more of what works. Okay. Also, over this time period, I've hired 2 coaches. We have a roster now, client roster of close to about 100 clients inside of our container, which is awesome. So we're growing, and yeah, it's super cool. It's super cool because, man, when I started all this stuff, I didn't know what was possible. And like I shared earlier in the video, like I had invested in lots of coaching programs, but I never did the thing. In this container in WeTube, you know, I learned exactly how to structure the program. I learned, the model. I learned how to enroll people. I just learned the business model, and I actually applied it, right? And I actually applied it fast. Like I implemented the crap out of it. So it was like I joined in September, automatically in October, I was already starting my promotion for my mastermind. Okay. So man, I'm just feeling super grateful, and wanted to share kind of the journey that I've had thus far. And want to thank Sam Ovens, Jesse Clark, Brian Mancata, and the rest of the school team. Like it's been awesome. It's been awesome. And yeah, I share all this because the same steps that I took are really similar steps that you can take in your coaching business. Set up your offer, get some people in, right? Sell it before you build it out, get an appointment setter who can work your inbox for you, send ads. It doesn't matter if it's YouTube, doesn't matter if it's Facebook, send ads to a free training where you can text people, book calls, invite them in, and keep doing it. It's just a flywheel effect. Keep doing it. Okay. So that's all I got for you guys today. Again, super freaking excited. And I can't wait to make a video in like a year from now and be like, all right, we're now doing 500K months, you know? So maybe we'll see what the goals are. But right now, like I'm super happy with where we're at, and I'm very grateful. So thank you guys for all the support you've given me up to this point. and two, let's just keep growing. Let's keep growing. So if you like today's content and you like hearing more of my stories of how you can grow and scale coaching businesses, as well as some tips, smash the subscribe button. I create a lot of daily and weekly content just like this to help you grow and scale. Peace.